Right, the horse is going across the infield, heading towards the 2 mile start for the Alan Swinbank Mare Standard Open National Hunt Flat Race, a listed event. 6 of them going to post, and after all, need too much bumper success, in particular at this track. Mrs. Hyde, your even money favourite for Fergal O'Brien and Paddy Brennan. Chantui's 5-2, a perfect gift is 5-1. Who, What, When 9-1. And bigger prices the other couple. Favoured David Cleary, even money sets a standard.
I think so. She's the most experienced of these, Mrs. Hyde. She won convincingly at Ludlow back in the autumn, and then went to Chepstow's November meeting, Cheltenham's November meeting for the listed mares race there, and she acquitted herself well behind the Glancing Queen, finishing a close fourth. That form has been boosted subsequently. I think she's got a lot going for her.
Okay. She's the only 6-year-old in the lineup, and she's your even money favourite. Chantu is next in for Jamie Snowden and Gavin Sheehan. What do you make of her debut success at Wetherby?
Well, she beat a horse called Farn, who also was runner-up when A Perfect Gift won on her debut at Ludlow. At Uttoxeter a month later. But Shan't You, I thought she looked all about stamina really when she won at Wetherby. She didn't look a likely winner at one stage, but she's responded really well to pressure to get in front in the closing stages, and stayed on well to draw 5 lengths clear. So if they potter around, it's probably not going to be to her advantage.
Okay. A Perfect Gift, soft ground that was at Uttoxeter.
It was, and again it was something of a staying performance. She went off a pretty short price, but she didn't get her head in front until right near the line. Farn obviously had a bit of experience by that stage, and I think she is likely to improve on what she did there, A Perfect Gift, but again, she'd probably benefit from it being a reasonable test of stamina.
Who, What, When, 40-1, but, you know, she comes in here, she's only 4-year-old, she's only got 10 stone 3 in her back.
And she's not got a bad flat pedigree. She is going up in trip. If it is a steadily run race, she might have more speed than the 2 sort of proper jumping bred horses that we just talked about, Shan't You and A Perfect Gift. So
that race has worked out okay as well, hasn't it? 3 winners.
It's not the Who, What, When form. I didn't think it had been particularly well tested so far, but I might be wrong. Certainly the principles I don't think have been out subsequently, but it was obviously a 3-year-olds only race. I think she's got a decent chance against the other once raced horses, but I think Mrs. Hyde is the right favourite.
Okay, she's 11-1. Who, What, When as they come out onto the racecourse proper for the Alan Swinbank Mare Standard Open National Flat Race, a listed event, £20,000 on offer as they take a turn and about to face the starter. Let's get across and get the call with Gareth.
Thank you, Niall. Yeah, I didn't think that Mrs. Hyde would be lacking for fitness here at the market leader. It looked well beforehand, but good field here. Nice to see some quality, some real quality midweek, isn't it? And looks like A Perfect Gift, who was late on the scene at Uttoxeter on her debut. She could be one of the first to show this time. So they're coming forward, and they are off, racing for the Alan Swinbank Mares Standard Open National Hunt Flat Race. Listed action here at Market RASEN today, and A Perfect Gift sets off in the lead as they work their way going down the back, and A Perfect Gift is around about 4 lengths ahead to, in second place, Crossgale's Fame Game. Then back in third, Who, What, When, in the green and white coloured jacket with the orange cap, and then parked out a little bit wider is Shan't You in the white and red. Running next is Mrs. Hyde. The market leader in the blue and pink colours currently only has Crackling Rosie behind, as at a rather steady early gallop they prepare to turn out of the far side with A Perfect Gift leading the field. So A Perfect Gift, one of 3 runners in this race who are 1 from 1 in their short careers so far. She scored at Uttoxeter on New Year's Eve. A Perfect Gift. Aidan Coleman on board here today. Second place on coming into the home straight first time is Crossgale's Fame Game, one of 2 runners in the contest for trainer Fergal O'Brien, who's also represented by Mrs. Hyde. Close at the moment for 3rd and 4th along the inside at Who What When, who scored at Newbury on her debut, and wider out to Chantwy, who is a winner at Wetherby first time up. And then back in behind that one to find Mrs. Hyde, and the back marker is Crackling Rosie as they continue their steady progress down the home straight on the opening occasion, and it is A Perfect Gift for the Ollie Murphy stable leading up here. Second place, Crossgale's Fame Game, with back in 3rd, Who What When, then Chantwy a little wider out, with back in at 5th place Mrs. Hyde with a circuit left to travel, and a couple of lengths off her to find Crackling Rosie. So no great changes as they move on by the mirror, and now embark out onto the circuit, and they're just cocking a jaw ever so slightly. A Perfect Gift had a think about running out back towards the paddock exit, but Aidan Coleman, having his wits about him, kept her mind on the job just about, and on venturing out onto this final circuit, A Perfect Gift retains a couple of lengths advantage despite that lapse of concentration. In second place is Crossgale's Fame Game, with back in 3rd, Who What When, and then a little wider out to Chantwy, who races in 4th, and these 4 now just a little way ahead of the others. Mrs. Hyde is around about 4 lengths, maybe even 5, behind the 4th placed runner, and last of all is Crackling Rosie. Tempo taking a small rise then as they move down the back straight for the final time. They're now well past halfway, and Aidan Coleman just stepping on the gas pedal a little bit here on board A Perfect Gift as she continues her run going down the back straight, again just slightly with a head to one side. A Perfect Gift showing in front to up around the outside Crossgale's Fame Game, who's to within a length or so in second. Then over towards the inside is Who What When, who's still appearing to travel quite well, with Chantwy up around the outside following closely, and then chases both Mrs. Hyde and Crackling Rosie at the rear of the field. So right-handed they come out of the back straight. They've got around about 5 furlongs left to travel from this point, and it is still A Perfect Gift bidding to maintain her unbeaten record and go 2 from 2. She's bringing them right-handed back towards home, and a couple of lengths clear still over Crossgale's Fame Game in second, who's now working hard. Who What When, who's up in trip today. She's travelling quite well, straightens up in 3rd. Away to the far right is Chantwy. Mrs. Hyde is travelling nicely. Spot the pink cap, and at the rear end of the field Crackling Rosie. And now the race really hotting up as A Perfect Gift is under attack, and towards the outside Who What When moves through to take a narrow lead, is being tracked through by Mrs. Hyde. Wider out to Chantwy. Crossgale's Fame Game running well. A little break back to Crackling Rosie as they make the journey on towards the final furlong and a half, and as they do so it's the Newbury scorer Who What When leading the field here for trainer Murty McGrath. Joshua Moore, his only ride of the day, and she's got around about 3 or 4 lengths in hand as Who What When, to in second place Mrs. Hyde, and then Chantwy down the outside, and they're racing into the closing stages. Who What When is going to win again. Who What When for Murty McGrath, and to Joshua Moore, 2 out of 2 for her, and wins a listed prize over Mrs. Hyde, and down the outside Chantwy, further back to the long-time pace setter, A Perfect Gift.
Yeah, proved Newbury was absolutely no fluke whatsoever. Who What When's now 2 from 2 in her short career for Murty McGrath. Josh Moore on board, 12 to 1. Beats in second place Mrs. Hyde, and Sean 2 back in 3rd.